Okay, folks, this is something I got. I'll tell you when I've finished setting up the machine. It's something I'm really grateful for, and I recommend it to everyone as much as they can. That this is for the sake of future safety. So everything gets back to normal. Or actually, I admonish people to do this, even though it is a little bit scary and there's been some bad press. Got to consider the real dangers. Take the risk, weigh up the risks. Anyway, what is this? It is Sydney Olympic Park Vaccination Centre. So I just had my first COVID-19 jab out of 2, and this is what you get. And basically, I really recommend, strongly, not just recommend, I admonish anyone who hasn't been vaccinated to get vaccinated. I know we've had problems with the AstraZeneca jab, but sometimes you've got to take calculated risks, because if it's either get the jab or we have to keep going into snap lockdowns, we'll have to keep wearing masks, including in hot summer weather. If we get an outbreak, we got to kill this disease. This disease has got to die. And the only way we can do it is get vaccinated. We can't keep suppressing it forever. Look at India, folks. Look at what's happened in India. They're fucked over. People are dying as we speak. There's not even enough. They're having troubles disposing of the bodies of late people who've died of the sickness. Do we want that here in Australia? Do we really want that here in our country? If it gets out of control. So people are so fucking dumb. So I heard on the news that 1/3 of the population doesn't want the jab, and I think that's madness. I know we've had problems, but we have to fucking consider it's more dangerous to get into a car than to get the jab. More people die of car accidents. Can't you see that, folks? Can't you see that there's more car accidents and we still drive? We still use public transport. That's dangerous as well. You got to fucking weigh up the pros and cons. You got to be sensible about it. We're not going to get over this. We're not going to go properly back to normal until we get the jab. We need to be able to travel, to go on holidays around the world, including India, and we can't do it unless we get people immunised en masse. We've got to do it, folks. The economies of the world can't tolerate it, being constantly in lockdown. I know it's scary, I know you're fucking afraid of dying, but you gotta fucking take calculated risks, folks, because it's more riskier dealing with fucking COVID than it is dealing with the occasional problem with the jab. And I was on so basically, you got to weigh up the pros and cons, and I do think that it's worth it. It's worth getting vaccinated. That's my 2 cents. It's worth being vaccinated. I'm going to try and make this look really interesting. Now we're not doing this very well, folks. Maybe I could enlarge it, or maybe we have to just push it higher up. That looks interesting. Wondering if we could make this look interesting. Maybe we could enlarge just the QR code to make it look better. But basically, yeah, I really admonish people to get the jab, even if it seems dangerous, because of the track record we've had. From time to time, people have died because of it. But basically, I do believe it's worth the risk, folks. It's worth the risk. Yeah, that looks better. I'm actually wondering if I should use dot matrix to make it more heavier. Yeah, that looks a bit heavier. I think that's the better one. But yeah, I really believe in this, in the vaccination. I really believe in it, folks. I really have faith that that the negatives will be outshone by the positives. I know it's terrifying, the thought of getting a proverbial blood clot, but I don't think the Pfizer jab has been recorded to have any nasty side effects like AstraZeneca. So just take heart, folks, and just get vaccinated. I just had a message show up on my phone. I don't know what the fuck that is. I hate it when I get messages during my demos. It's worse when someone rings and I'm demoing. Let's see how this goes. Okay, that looks really nice. I've got it pretty well, not in the center of the page, but we got just the QR code, and that's what we want, pretty much. But yeah, I do believe that, that we have to get vaccinated in order to beat this disease. Yeah, still looks a bit backgroundy. I do think we could lighten it up a bit, maybe make it more contrasty. Maybe lighten it a bit, because we don't normally have it that dark. I'm going to leave it there, and we maybe add some added contrast, going all the way with the contrast. I forgot to set this on black and white instead of full colour. I was meant to do it in black and white. Oh no, I did it in colour because I started doing the movement. With the movement to break up the colours, and I just forgot to get rid of the colours while I was making this master copy, but I can't be bothered doing it. But that looks brilliant. That looks really sharp. I think we can use that. But yeah, I really strongly admonish people to get vaccinated whenever they can. I'm going to just put it on like that and move it around. And if you're a person who hates needles, I found the jab didn't hardly feel painful. It wasn't that bad. I get injections for a medical condition every 2 weeks, and it does hurt, but I found that the jab from the vaccine hardly hurt. It was really quite almost, not quite, but almost painless. So it's very well recommended that people just get the jab, they just get in there and get it over and done with. I'm going to use this as our master copy. I'm going to move it around. Yeah, that looks interesting. Still got a bit more to go. But yeah, it's well, let's see how we go with this. This one's been a little bit challenging so far. Yeah, that looks interesting. I do like that overall shape, that arch. Going to try another one. Going to use this one. I really I do miss my loved one, Luigi, my friend, who I've loved dearly, but I'm optimistic that I will get in touch with him at some stage. Anyway, that looks really quite interesting. There's a little bit too much black. There's too much black up there. I didn't like that, but it looks nice. It's got potential. This is a difficult one, folks. I'm going to do it this way. Oh, that looks really quite interesting. Maybe we could use it. Wondering where we're going to cut it off. Maybe there. And stretch it across. Or maybe there, because we've got a nice an overall pattern happening. I don't know. I want this to be good because I've put a lot of effort into this piece. I'm going to try another rotation. I'm going to just do it like this. I'm going to do it like this. Yeah, that looks interesting. I'm going to run with that one, I do think. I'm going to use this one as our next master copy. I'm going to make this into something interesting. Yeah, that looks interesting. Going to try another one. I'm getting there, folks. Hopefully. This is getting to be a really prolongated demo, folks. Again, we just don't seem to be getting what we're after. We're not hitting the sweet spot as to how we're going to make this piece work. It's got potential, but I still can't seem to get the right kind of movement happening. It's really pissing me, folks. I'm going to try and rotate this in a different direction. Or is it the same, just doing it differently? Sometimes doing things differently, you got to take a risk, just like taking the jab. But yeah, it's more dangerous, as I said, to catch public transport or to get in a car. To get in a car is really risky. I think that looks really quite nice. I think we could work with that. So getting in a car is much more riskier than getting the jab. I just wish people would think logically like that. You know, car accidents happen all the time, you know. I don't know how this one's going to turn out, but I really believe in this vaccine. I really believe that we need it. We do need it. We can't just keep dodging the illness all forever. We can't just keep dodging it and hoping to avoid it. And we can't keep businesses like tourism going begging because COVID has ripped the guts out of their fucking business. You know, we have to have world travel come back. We have to have interstate travel be virus free. I just don't understand why people are so scared. I don't know if this is any good. It's really difficult doing this demo. But basically, yeah, I really do believe in the jab, folks. I actually think this is not good enough. Unless we can take this whole image. I don't know. I'm just going to deliberate. We're going to run with it. We're going to run with it, folks. This is a tricky piece. But I'm really trying my hardest to, get these videos looking good. My work as a photocopier artist, trying my hardest to make this one turn up a treat when it looks like it's going to turn up like shit. That I'm going to put all this time and effort into something that's totally fucked, and I've fucked up. I've lost all my bloody settings trying to deliberate on this. I'm wondering how big we're going to make the horizontal, and the vertical is going to be 120. I don't know how this is going to look. Sometimes I have to flow with my intuition. Sometimes I have to take what appears to be what's proverbially known as a leap of faith. And that's how people should think when they're considering being vaccinated or not to be vaccinated. COVID is highly contagious, and there are contagious strains running around. We can't have them coming into our country and fucking it up, or should I say anywhere in the world. So you're going to get it. That's the problem. If this world doesn't get vaccinated, people are going to die. People are going to get violently ill, and it's just not acceptable. And businesses have already lost a lot of money through this. People have lost their livelihoods, and you don't want that, folks. You can't live without a livelihood. You've got to have a livelihood. COVID doesn't care. COVID kills. COVID is a problem, and we can only fucking get rid of it if we massively vaccinate the populace. We have to, folks. Otherwise, there is no hope of the end of this virus. And no one likes a lockdown. No one wants to wear face masks in the middle of summer in the 40-degree heat at times, especially if a bus or a train is not air conditioned, or if you're outside. Or actually, they don't normally have to be worn outside, if I'm correct, although people often have waited at the bus stops with them on. I don't know if it was mandatory to put them on while waiting for a bus, although in the train stations it gets hot, and because the train stations were indoors, you had to wear it on the platform. Like if you go to Wynyard Station in Sydney, which is an undercovered station, or basically you have to wear them there, had to wear them there. And for me, that would have been horrible, like hell on earth. So this was in summer, so I avoided the trains so that I didn't have to put up with wearing a mask in the heat. I can't breathe fucking through that, and I just would rather be jabbed and keep it simple. You got to think of the long term. But I know a lot of people are afraid of dying. Anything they do, but they're going to die of the illness if they fucking don't get vaccinated. So anyway, that looks better than I thought. Maybe we could do a switcheroo. We haven't done a switcheroo for a while, even though this demo's a really long one. 25 minutes has just elapsed as we speak and counting. But basically, I just really advise and admonish people just to get fucking vaccinated whenever it becomes available. Get it. Because it's worth it. We can kill this disease. We can kill it, folks. You know, we can get rid of it. Or at least make it a rarity. Make it a rare disease. Instead of it being a pandemic. I really have faith in the system that it can work. Anyway, enough of that. That looks interesting as well. I think now we can call this demo quits.